Morning everybody, happy Easter Sunday. Today what I want to do is do a little project here this afternoon. We got up this morning, had breakfast, did our Easter egg hunt, and if you're like me, I like to take care of your equipment. I just purchased an L3901 Kubota a little over a month ago. When I bought the tractor, they threw in this free can of acrylic bright orange spray paint. So that got me thinking, this stuff's pretty pricey. You can see here the Kubota brand. It's a little on the pricey side. So I started looking around and got on some forums real quick and found some other colors that are supposed to match fairly well. So I've had these sitting around the garage for a while, and then today I dropped the bucket to switch out to the pallet forks and figured, hey, this would be a good time to see what really matches. So like I said, this tractor is about a month old, and what's cool about this is there should be relatively no sun fade on this. The dealer I bought it from keeps everything inside a storage thing. Their tractors are never sitting out on a lot. So this tractor was delivered from Kubota not that long ago. I have roughly 17 hours on it. And it's most of the time it's been in the garage. I haven't even used the bucket most of the time. So on a comparative level, the tractor itself has maybe sat out in the sun 24 hours total. I have 17 hours on it. Most of that's been doing some grading work, a little bit of bucket work, and actually most of the time the pallet forks have been on it. So I figured this has almost no sun fade on it. Let's see what actually matches. Keep in mind though, if your tractor does have sun fade, these probably aren't gonna match very well. I sold paint for about 6 years, and part of my job was to color match. So I'm going to spray these and then kind of give my opinion on them. And here's what we're using. First, the Kubota acrylic enamel. Acrylic enamel is usually pretty heavy stuff. Second is the Rust-Oleum farm implement. This is the Kubota Orange. Third, I bought at local Tractor Supply. This is the Magic tractor truck and implement spray. New spray tip. I know that was a complaint a lot of people were saying on the old ones, is it didn't spray very well. And as you can see right there, Kubota Orange. The next two I found online, guys were saying they match depending, is Krylon Fusion all-in-one. This is just called Gloss Popsicle Orange. Then the last one we're going to try here is just the Rust-Oleum gloss protective enamel. This is pretty heavy stuff. I've used this on quite a few projects, just never this color, and this is just the standard orange. I did read somewhere where some guys were saying Rust-Oleum makes a color called lobster red or red lobster. I was unable to find that in any of the stores around me. So these 5, we're going to test them out and see what they did or how they do. The only thing I've done to the back of this bucket is I wiped it down with a damp paper towel and let it dry. So move the camera in a little closer and let's see what it looks like. So I shook each one of these for about 60 seconds and we'll see what happens. First one from the dealership. Kubota Acrylic Enamel Bright Orange 2, number 7000-73713. It's got a nice spray tip on it. Let's see what happens. And that's a pretty good color right there. And granted, it's going to change as they flash off. So on to the next one. This is the Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement Kubota Orange, number 280142. Another quick shake. And this just has kind of your standard spray nozzle there. I'll make sure that nozzle is down all the way. Might be hard to tell on the camera, but that one looks a little more yellow. But again, we'll wait and see what happens when they flash off. Third one, Tractor Supply Magic Tractor Truck and Implement Spray. This is number 8-22971-8. Yep, and this one has the new spray nozzle on it, kind of the larger one, kind of nice. So let's see what this one does. We're going to go right underneath this divot in the bucket here so we can kind of keep them lined up. It doesn't spray as nice. The color matches pretty close off the bat, which might change here. Fourth is the Fusion Krylon All-in-One Paint and Primer Gloss Popsicle Orange. This is number 2718. Another quick shake. And this has the kind of larger spray nozzle also. Yep, that's definitely not a match. So we'll see what happens there. Another quick coat. Yep. That's sprayed kind of, I got a lot of overspray on the sides. As you can see, it's not as defined as the other ones. Lastly, I read this one on a forum some guys were liking. This is just a Rust-Oleum Gloss Protective Enamel Orange. Rust-Oleum number 214084 Gloss Orange. Let's see what this one does. And this one has a larger spray nozzle on it as well. A quick shake. Let's see what we get here. And I think if your tractor's faded out, one of these two might work. But this one looks like it's got a little more, I don't know, kind of peach color to it. So we'll let those dry, see what they look like when they flash off, and we will be right back. So they've been on there a few minutes. Just want to take a step back. The first three look pretty close. The Kubota Orange seems a little darker right now than what the back of the bucket is. The Rust-Oleum in the middle, or I should say the second Rust-Oleum, second can, excuse me, this looks a little brighter. The Magic actually doesn't look bad, but I don't know about durability. And the last two you can see are pretty off. Try and get it from different angles here for you. It's a little overcast today, but I think I'd be happy with any one of those first three. So while we give the paint, a good half hour to dry, I want to look at something that I found in a shed. This, I'm pretty sure, was made by somebody long ago. Looks like they just took a drawbar and some kind of, U-channel and welded up a trailer mover. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but last night I gave it a go on my 20-foot implement trailer, and it didn't break. The hose clamps down here kind of had me scared. It's welded on, so I don't know why the hose clamps are there. Maybe a little something extra. I think I'll keep it. I'm probably going to tear it apart or re-weld it and make it a little beefier. But what I want to do is I want to spray paint this with whatever color I think is good on there. Besides the actual Kubota paint, I want to save that for actual scuffs and scratches on the tractor. But I want to use the second best paint on this and see how close it actually comes and how well it covers on something that's probably, geez, I don't know, at least a good 70 years old. So we'll go from there and we'll be right back. Give that. So we're back. It's been about an hour. As you can see, these are all dry. I will say that if your tractor's faded out a little bit, I think this Rust-Oleum on the end will match it. As this orange kind of fades out, just from my experience with matching paint, it'll kind of look like that. It may even go to this yellowish hue. As far as the colors that match, there's not, I'm sure, you know, they can't see this. It's great on a computer screen or a phone screen. The Kubota acrylic enamel obviously matches the best. The Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement is really close. It just looks like it has a tad more, I'd say maybe yellow in it. But depending on the angle you look, at times it looks identical to the Kubota acrylic enamel. The magic here, it didn't spray on that great, and it has more of a, I want to say, black to it. So those were the 5 I tested. I would not be unhappy with the acrylic enamel or the Rust-Oleum. For some things I have, like that old, actually right there it is, I might paint that in the Magic just because it's going to get beat up and it's going to get re-welded, so I really don't care. I'd probably go the Magic. The Fusion and those two aren't bad just for being, you know, they're not advertised as a matching Kubota, but they're not that far off. I've seen a lot worse. So that's what I did. If I find any more colors, or if you guys see any colors that you want me to test, I will do. And I also have a new Everything Attachments 60-inch extreme rotary cutter that hasn't even been out of the barn since the day I got it. I might test on that because they say it's Kubota Orange. When it's hooked to the tractor, you can't tell, but I don't think it's, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know if it's gonna 100% match the Kubota acrylic enamel. I will try that here one of these days when I get that out. And I bought that Everything Attachments Wicked 55-inch grapple used. I'm gonna have some gussets welded on that, and then I want to paint that and make that look good. I just like my stuff to look good. I know it's going to get the crap beat out of it out in the woods, but that's what we're doing now. And I'll try and do another angle from farther back and see what we got. Thanks for watching, everybody.